If you can remember back to May 4 years ago, right around this time, pretty much everyone in Washington assumed Jeb Bush was going to be the Republican nominee. He was the most experienced candidate in the race. He was up in the polls. He had the highest name ID. He'd raised the most money, blah, blah, blah. Looking back, it all sounds absurd, but at the time, people really believed it. And then one day, the mirage evaporated, and it became really obvious, impossible to deny, that Jeb was doomed. He was not going to be president. The conventional wisdom turned out to be not simply wrong, but really stupid. Well, something very much like that just happened with Joe Biden. As of today, pretty much everyone paid to prognosticate on television still considers Biden the prohibitive frontrunner in the race. He checks every box. Therefore, he must get the nomination. That's how they think, because they're dumb. What they're leaving out of the equation is Biden himself. Watch this video and ask yourself if Joe Biden is really going to be the Democratic nominee, much less president of the United States. It was shot yesterday in New Hampshire. Keep in mind, we have not altered it in any way. This is entirely real. Watch.
Vice President Biden, do you have a comment on the Chinese tariffs?
I'll answer this question. The answer is yes, I do. The president has done nothing but increase the tariffs, the debt, and the trade deficit. The way you have to proceed is we have to have our allies with us. It's not just us. We have to keep the rest of the world together. Secondly, labor should be at the table, as well as our allies, because that's the only thing. And the fourth thing we should do is be focusing on the things that, in fact, I've been talking about for a long time. China's greatest violation is the way in which they steal our intellectual property. We should make it quid pro quo, as I've told when I was dealing with Xi Jinping. It should be simple. Here's the deal. You say that if, in fact, anything has to be owned 50% by Chinese to invest in China, guess what? In America, it's the same thing. This idea of dealing with the only people that are paying the price are farmers and working people right now. He's going about it all the wrong way. A lot of bravado, no action.
But wait a second, you're saying to yourself, that didn't make any sense. Not a single phrase in a full minute of talking conveyed an intelligible idea, not one. That wasn't even word salad. It was a verbal Jackson Pollock painting. Nouns, verbs, adjectives spilled like cans of paint, bleeding into each other, a sticky postmodern mess. At one point, Biden actually jumped from point 2 directly to point 4. Just to let you know that your old-fashioned linear assumptions about numerical sequencing are no good here, man. That's yesterday's mathematics. It was, in a word, bizarre. But here's the real headline. Ignore what they're telling you on television. Joe Biden is not going to be president. He probably won't be the Democratic nominee. He's not capable of it. There's no reason to be cruel and get more specific than that. But just watch Biden and ask yourself, really? Anyone who says that that guy is going to win a presidential election at the age of nearly 78 is either lying or deluded. Sorry.